Yeah, I think next webinar will have a little bit of a background music, I think, but should be all right. So we're 1 minute past now, so we probably kickstart the webinar. And I'm going to start by saying good morning, everyone, or pre-lunchtime, I guess. My name is Kajsa Caring. I'm a senior sales executive here in ANZ. And I'm actually very excited to talk to you today on how to empower your knowledge worker to create business applications with composable no-code tools. So there's a lot of fun buzzwords in that title, right? And hopefully you will come away today understanding a little bit more about what they mean and also how no-code is really going to benefit you and your business. So I actually have a very exciting role here, helping a lot of different businesses and people to use no-code tools to really accelerate what they're doing and to add more flexibility and more capabilities to their companies as well. So I'm very excited to show you more of that today. And I'm also joined with my colleague, Renzo, who's here for any other technical questions that you might have. Renzo, do you want to do a quick hi?
Hello, everyone. I'm Renzo, so hopefully we'll be able to work together in the future. If you have any questions, put them on the chat. We are happy to help you out, understand a little bit about the platform, development in general, use cases, telling you some real life stories if you're interested in hearing some of those. So yeah, feel free to use the chat as a way to communicate with us. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Renzo. And on the agenda today, we are actually going to start with why should knowledge workers create applications, right? So what's driving the change in the industry? And then we're going to touch a little bit upon what exactly is composable architecture and what does it mean? And then as a third point is what are no-code tools and how can you use them, right? So which companies are actually using no-code tools? Well, this is just a selection of our customers. You will see a mix of large enterprises, mid-sized businesses, and even smaller startups in here too. And specifically in Australia, we got these companies, right? So any business can take advantage of no-code tools. And by integrating no-code systems with kind of like whatever you're doing, you will see a great increase in your flexibility, increase in your time to market, and also reduction of your total spend on your software systems. So whatever industry you're in, whatever size, there's definitely a space for no-code systems in your business to drive this change. A little bit of background as well to it, right? So worldwide, there's only 25 million developers available. So this is just a total number of people with the software skills to build bespoke software to work on the systems that you need. At the same time, it's predicted that over the next few years, over 500 million new applications will be needed. So you can see it's not enough people around to build those applications. So Creatio, we actually believe that the solution is to engage the 1.7 billion knowledge workers worldwide. These are people working in companies that know the processes that they follow. They also know the sort of data that they need to be working on and what kind of reports that they need as well, right? And the only issue with the knowledge workers, right, is they don't actually have the software coding and development skills to put this into software. And this is really where no code comes in and how no code is helping the knowledge workers create processes, create reports, dashboards, and everything they need without having to rely on specialist developers and coders to change. So the slide jumped ahead a little bit, but this transition has been coming for a while. So many of you might remember the monolithic architecture stage, right? Maybe 20 to 30 years ago, you would sit down, with a big software house. You spend 6 to 12 months planning out exactly what you need. Then they go away and they build it for another couple of years. And then after a very long time, you might end up getting that system. And then it's been a transition into the SaaS model of software. So where you can get it off the shelf product and it covers maybe 70 to 80% of what you want, but there is that 20 to 30% where it doesn't. And you end up spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and typically trying to change, adapt, customize that platform without ever really getting the system that you need. This has now transitioned into what we're calling the composable architecture era. So the ability to create custom applications very quickly without any developer coding skills required. And this is actually making a really huge change across the entire software industry. So according to Gartner, in 2023, about 60% of organizations were actually seeking composability in new application investments. And again, Creatio, we can speak for that ourselves as well. All businesses worldwide are eventually going to move to this way of doing things, and it will give you a huge competitive advantage. And the second point that you see here is that 80% of organizations who will have adopted this going forward, you can clearly see that there's a huge amount of the overall market moving this way. You can also see that CIOs are predicting that the companies who have adopted no code, the no code way of working, are also going to double their revenue growth rate. Well, why is that, right? Because they can see they can reduce their costs and they can increase the amount of functionality they'll be able to create in a short amount of time. So it's vitally important for businesses moving forward to keep this idea of no-code composable architecture in mind. So the real benefit of the composability is that you can actually reuse these applications. So you can also reuse the workflows. It's kind of like Lego blocks. We do tend to use that analogy quite often. So you can plug them in whenever you need it, you can change them, you can edit them, and they're fully scalable to any size of the business. And as and when you need to change them, maybe you need to add a new product range, maybe you're entering a new market, or you have a merger with another business, whatever is driving that change within your business, you can pivot that change quickly and cost effectively when you need to. So the components that go into these local platforms, we start with the smallest aspect, which we call the components, right? So different data points you're going to use, which we then use to create different blocks and different areas of your screen. You can then go in and reuse them, put them together, and then create applications. So you can buy enough applications, you can get products, and then be able to buy enough products to get you handle your bundles and building out your full-fledged complex applications, right? But with a no-code platform like Creatio, you have the tools to create, design, use, and adapt all of these different parts of the system. You can reuse them as a thread and change them with all of the drag and drop without needing developers or coders to come in and do anything for you, or any of this for you. So the goal is that you can take these different components and across your entire business, you can create that customer journey or even the employee journey, right? If you're talking about onboarding. So all of these areas can then be pieced together across sales, marketing, service, even beyond to HR, finance, and depending on your industry, lots of different things. So you will have the core functionalities all tied together in the system. And then depending on your industry, you might even have a specialist toolset built around it. You know, if you're manufacturing, it might be logistics, delivery management, warehousing, production cycle management, you know, or if you're in banking, it might be KYC, or maybe it's even AML. So all of these different processes that goes into different types of industries, we traditionally would need to get a specialist off-the-shelf platform, as I talked about in the beginning. Off-the-shelf platforms usually being very rigid, they're fixed, that are not quite doing what you want them to do. But with the no-code composable architecture, you can actually build out these applications. So you can build out these workflows as and when you need them to be very quickly and very cost effectively, right? So no matter no matter what kind of industry you're in, right? We absolutely got you covered, right? So what you're seeing here is some specific examples on the actual use cases where people are using platforms like Creatio to do contract management, invoice management, and even complex things like CPQ, you know, where you would definitely think you need a specialist platform to manage this. But customers are using Creatio to build their own systems to do this, and it's really a very, very different way of doing things. So now, the real benefit of doing it this way, it's all about acceleration. So it's all about moving your business faster, being more agile to react to the changes around you, and also to have the autonomy within your business. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that in just a couple of seconds. I also want to cover what we mean by autonomy and who can do what, and then really align it across all of the business, right? So the idea is that having all of these applications are connected underneath. So if you have your marketing and your sales service, you can even have your HR applications, your KYC, or whatever it is that you have in your business, they're all built on the same system, the same database, same data model, and then connect all the data together that gives you the ability to actually use it, right? And then to utilize AI, machine learning, you can do a lot of cool and extra stuff on top of that, right? And might even have to cover that in a separate webinar, right? So the point of the webinars that I mentioned in the agenda is who can actually do this, right? So how do you empower your knowledge workers to do this? Who has the ability to come in and actually use the system? The answer is essentially anyone who knows the processes within your business. So usually we think of business analysts, for example, as being the right people to start with. They're able to use no-code tools to design the pages, the dashboards, the workflows, and really manage your business. So if you have people out there in your organization using products like Microsoft or Visio or something like that to kind of draw out your processes, anyone has the knowledge and ability to utilize even Excel, right, will be able to get a grip on Creatio very, very quickly. And rather than just drawing out the process on the actual page, right, they will actually be able to connect all of the dots within the systems, create any kind of automation and drive things forward. So anyone that has the basic knowledge of your processes, those knowledge workers talked about in the beginning, they are the right people to do this. So what do we call them? We call them no-code creators, and that's all of us, right? So all of our customers will use this phrase, and hopefully one day you will be a no-code creator too. That's essentially what Creatio does, right? So we are an off-the-shelf CRM platform, but also at our heart, we are a no-code application platform. So what this means is that we have a set of tools for creating any application, any workflow, any API integration that you need. We're a very nice looking set of tools that allow you to create any workflows without needing any developer. So what we're looking here is actually part of the Creatio platform, right? So we're built as a single platform across all of the areas of functionality. So underneath the core component of the CRM and marketing and sales service, sales and service, we actually have all of these other cool tools for UI design, workflow automation, and API integration. As I said earlier, built on the same database, data model, all being connected underneath. It makes it incredibly quick and easy to utilize that data. So you're not working with different integrations between all of the different parts of different systems. When you make one customization using the no-code tools, it's instantly recognized across the entire platform, and that will greatly increase at the speed that you can change and also reduce the overall cost of change. So taking a look at some of the core components within the no-code tools, they exist in something that we call Creatio Studio. So Studio is our no-code toolset that exists within Creatio and is broken down into a few pieces. First, you have the application hub. This is where you take that zoomed out view and you can see each and one of your applications as their own. You can go through here into, a sales module or even service or whatever application you've been creating, and then zoom down right into it and have a look at the different pages and processes within it. And then we also have our no-code designer, which is going to help you with a set of templates for how your pages are going to look, how the layouts are going to be. And again, every single thing here is configurable, right? It's all reusable and all can be changed based on how you want your business and your screens to run, and all of the pages themselves. Like, you'll be able to drag and drop it. It's very intuitive and easy. You also have full control over the layout and where the data and those data points, where you want to put them, right? So if you ever had a platform that doesn't really match on how you want to do things, maybe the data in the system needs to, require a different set of data for your need, or maybe the dashboards and the reports that you're getting out of your system actually not that helpful. But then when you want to create a report, it takes you a long time to pull out that data and it creates different look of what you want. Well, with Creatio, with the Creatio platform, you can actually do this very, very quickly. Change data point, change reports, change dashboards, and all of them with a tiny fraction of time. And then underneath all of this, it's our workflow automation engine. This is the heart of Creatio, as a CEO tend tend to call it, right? So pulling all of those different data points, all of the different departments and teams, using all of the different bits of the systems, whether it's marketing, sales, service, HR, pulling it all together, you can automate processes between all of the different stakeholders, the different teams, all without needing to leave Creatio. It's all in one single platform. And this is really, again, one of the really important parts of a no-code platform, being able to automate all of these processes that you want without needing developers to come in and do it. And then going back on who can use the tool, right? Anyone with BA experience, anyone that knows your processes, they can go through some basic training with our training teams too. And this actually works on both desktop and mobile. We also work offline. So if you have agents out in the field or people working, you'll be able, traveling on planes as we do, and they'll be able to log in and use Creatio offline on the mobile. Also, it kind of underpins all of this in the system too. So it's a huge benefit to customers right now. Spoke a little bit about AI and ML. It's all of the AI and ML models that we have that exist in Creatio. Again, we kind of need a separate webinar on that, and we have some really exciting news coming up in March too, so stay tuned. But we have customers integrating Creatio with ChatGPT, for example, to generate feedback for the customer service requests, or people using Creatio for lead scoring, predictive scoring, and all of those other kind of elements, right? We can go on for hours and hours on this, and it's a massive, massive component of what we do. So if you do have any questions on this, please let us know. It's a very exciting time for Creatio in regards to these aspects. And then on top of this, of course, governance, extremely important. So the no-code platform and all the freedom that it gives you, right? So we get a lot of questions around how do you actually manage this? How do you stop this crazy free-for-all, people just building their own applications, changing processes, changing data models. So within Creatio, we actually have our governance application, which help you govern how the system is run. So who has access right to which parts? How do you have those kind of audit logs as well and change history? So you can see who has done what and who's actually has access to those parts of the system. And of course, we would always help you understand the best way of doing things with our partners on how to implement the system, and also using no-code methodologies as well. We are here to support you, and the tool is also here to support you as well. So all of this enterprise grade, right? We work on enterprise scale. So we work with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, and we work with people and has tens of thousands of users working together at the same time, hundreds of thousands of different processes running every day. Kind of love complexity, but we also love scale. So no matter what size your business is at, Creatio will work for you. All right, so get your phones ready. So on this screen here, please do scan the QR code, right? So a large part of working with a no-code system is actually changing how your business delivers software and how you manage and govern those applications and rights, as I mentioned earlier. So we've actually written a playbook exactly how to do that. So please scan the code, you'll get the free PDF version, or you can go and buy it on Amazon and you get a nice shiny hardback copy. Or if you want to get in touch, I'm sure we can send a free copy to you as well. So please do stay in touch. Happy to send these books out. And we also have a very nice audiobook. Here we go. And then essentially to wrap things up as well, there's 3 things to remember about Creatio. So we're one platform underneath all of the functionality that we talked about. It's a single database with a single data model. We provide a high degree of freedom with the no-code and the composable architecture and this idea. And then the third one is this idea of genuine care as well. We work very, very closely with our customers to get the most out of the platform to achieve your goals working close to us. So if you're going to take anything away from today's webinar, please do take these 3 points: one platform, freedom, and genuine care. And then also, as you can see here, our technology is being recognized by several analysts like Gartner and Forrester, obviously. Creatio is a top vendor. We're recognized for excellence in both CRM, marketing automation, and low code. So with highest score for end-to-end use on peer-to-peer portals. And this validates the customer satisfaction. Well, it's nice. Yes, that's it. Any questions, by the way? Thank you very much for that. Do we have any questions in the chat? All right, I think I can see one question here. So how long does it take to learn to be a no-code developer? Well, specifically within Creatio, right? Because it's such an intuitive tool. Our full training package actually comes to about 5 days, right? So that covers the off-the-shelf functionality in CRM. 5 days is very, very quick. And it covers also how, and the UI design and the workflow automation and all of those kind of things developed in Creatio. So written using C# and Python. And you also have access to that code in certain areas, right? To be able to develop in the system, which again, it's required sometimes, right? But we still offer that. It's included in the training. And it really doesn't take that long to use the system. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to take the silence as a no. Let's see if we have any. Perfect. All right. Well, that concludes today's webinar. Please do reach out to us. We are here for you guys, and we'll send a quick email thanking you for participating in this webinar. And we appreciate all your time. Thank you very much.